I'm here with Mark Nelson of Rio Grande, and you're going to teach us how to make a really quick pair of earrings.
Yeah, very quick. Takes about 5 minutes to make a little pair of earrings, and then a really short firing time.
So that would be a great gift idea. Definitely.
It's a great gift idea, too.
So what are we using?
We're going to use a little fine silver clay. And roll it out real quickly. This is fresh, so it's very
It's really fresh, I know. Did you have to condition it or anything beforehand?
Not much at all. But what you do have to do is get a little slippery stuff on your skin and your working surfaces, because the clay is sticky.
Yeah.
And it'll stick to just about everything.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I want to roll it out about 4 cards thick.
Okay.
Reason being is I want a nice deep texture. If I roll it out too thin, it's not going to take that texture.
Okay.
So
Just using a nice roller and.
and I put a little of that cool slip on the roller so it doesn't stick.
Okay. And that's precious metal clay that you're using?
Yes, it is a fine silver clay.
All right.
There we go. And I just picked any kind of texture. You can use any kind of texture you like, and pick a side. I like this side, so I'm going to just put it on there, rub a little bit on.
So you're getting a little bit of a finished texture to it.
Right, and this will help the patina stay a lot longer.
Because that's the fun part that we're going to do at the end. We're going to put a
patina is
patina
really neat.
finish. So it'll be something a little bit different.
Right, the patina is going to give it some pizzazz.
Okay.
So just apply your texture.
I'll take that.
And for this one, I like the oval shape, but you can cut any kind of shape out that you like. And just cut a shape here. Pop that out. Pop this out.
Okay. And of course, all the instructions for this project is on the website.
It'll be on the website. But I need a place to put my ear wires.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use a little red straw, nice small diameter, and about 1 millimeter or 2 from the top. Go ahead and poke a hole.
Okay.
And I can use this other side to do the other one.
There it is.
Yeah.
If for some reason you forget to do it at this phase, is there a way to do it later?
Certainly, you can go into the dry state and drill a hole, or you can wait till it's in metal and drill a hole that way too.
It's always better to do it now.
It's a little easier.
So after you have that all formed and you have your texture on it, you've made your holes, what do you do with it at this point? Do you just kind of let it dry?
Yeah, you're going to set it aside and let it dry. And I have one here that's already dry.
And how long does that usually take before it dries?
It really depends on the room that you're in.
Okay.
If it's very humid, it's going to take longer. If it's dry, like Albuquerque, a couple minutes.
Seconds.
And what you want to do is, it's going to be a little rough, so you take an emery board or some sandpaper and just kind of really quickly, lightly, take off the excess
rough
clay.
finish. Yeah.
And rough finish. And you can do the back too. You can sand the back, get that ready. And also take like a file or a tool. This one's a diamond coated file. And kind of round out that hole a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to, once it's dry and you're ready to fire, you can put on your firing, and here we have a kiln.
Kiln,
And just slip it in there.
Is there a particular setting or anything like that you need to use?
Well, in this kiln, we can go to program 1, which is for PMC Plus.
Okay.
It's the fastest one.
Okay, so it's all for all the precious metal clay. It'll have that setting on it. So you'll just adjust accordingly to what kiln you're using.
Exactly.
And I'm sure there'll be instructions. And how long does that usually take?
The firing, the first one's about 30, 40 minutes, and then once the kiln is warm, you can go much quicker than that.
Okay. Do you have one that's already?
I do, right here.
Wow.
It comes out of the kiln, the nice frosty white. It's a nice thing about fine silver. Now all you want to do is go ahead and just burnish it lightly, either with a brass brush, or if you want to get the highlights, you can use a burnishing tool and just rub it real lightly.
Yeah.
And
so
that'll
you can
make
see
it.
the silver's kind of coming
The burnisher is what makes it pop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, here's the finish, the patina, which is really neat. It's a liver sulfur patina. It comes in a can in these little nuggets. And basically the recipe is a pea-sized nugget for a cup of water.
Okay.
And you want to use hot water.
Okay.
And
so you're going to mix it all up?
Exactly. Here's some pre-mixed liver sulfur. And to give it an iridescent appeal with the blues and reds, here's a tablespoon of ammonia and some salt.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you have to mix it or anything, or it just kind
The
of...
hot water really dissolves everything.
Dissolves everything?
Now what you want to do, which is important, is rinse it in hot water first.
Okay.
And that heats up the metal, which makes the action go quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And really it's just going back and forth. If you leave it in here too long, you can see how fast that happens.
Yeah. Wow.
You can overshoot your color. And just so you want to go real slow, go back and forth until you get the color that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And this has some nice reds.
Yeah.
So
now what gives it that red?
It's a mixture. It's a combination between the ammonia and the salt.
So those are the two that kind of gives it that color.
Right.
Okay. So once you have the desired finish that you want, that's kind of cool. That's cool. It's the first time I've ever seen that. Yeah.
They're really blues and reds, really vibrant. At this point, I need to make it pop.
Okay.
Give it some bling. So I'm just going to take my burnisher and go back over it and hit the high points. And eventually that'll make all the high parts really stand out. And that's how you pick your texture.
Yeah.
You want it, the more texture you have, that's what's going to give you your patterns and stuff.
And I love that because you can use that same formula, but depending on how much you put the patina and what colors you want to achieve, you can really make different kinds of things, you know, with the same formula.
Oh, definitely.
Which is pretty.
Definitely.
Wow. And then, of course, once you have that all done, then it's on to just making it into the earrings.
That's right. You can put on any kind of ear wire that you like. You could even make a pendant by putting on a veil.
That's perfect. And let's take a look at the one that you brought with you so you can see how pretty that is. And remember, you have options of, you know, what you want the finish to look like.
Oh,
that was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, earrings in 5 minutes.
Yeah, very quick.
Love that. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, next up, we're going to be going on location.